Okay, this is going to be a short video, probably just one. I made a reference in a previous video to continuous damage, like when you're going through a poison cloud, and I realized that would probably make a pretty good video. So, if you notice at the bottom here, we have the imported image, and here we have a particle system. This is just for reference. It's not actually going to be used, it's just in case I get distracted. That'll remind me how I did it, because little changes in particle systems make a huge difference. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this character, drag and drop them into the environment, into the scene. I'm going to reposition them towards the bottom. Now, so as I don't have to get into any kind of input statements and kind of go off on a tangent, we're just going to give her a default motion. So to do that, we add a physics 2D rigid body. It defaults to a positive gravity scale. We'll just change that to a negative. And so as that doesn't move too fast, we'll give it a 4. Actually, let's give it a 5 linear drag so it goes to the cloud nice and slow. And then the second thing we're going to do is we're going to add a box collider. Not too worried about it being exact. As long as it successfully collides, that's really all that matters for this demonstration. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually create the particle system. So go up to Game Object, choose Particle System, and we're just going to rename this Cloud. If I could spell. Click on the 2 circular arrows and just rotate it downward, so you're rotating it towards you, towards the screen. Now let's reduce the duration. Let's get that down to 2. Let's get the lifetime down to 2. Let's increase the emission. I think that I had that at like 500. And click on that one to change the proportions, make it more elongated. Let's now give it color over lifetime. Let's make it like a purple. I'm going to copy that over, so 255, 174. Want that to change over time as far as size, so size of a lifetime. First, we don't want it to start full size, have it just like appear out of nowhere. So, slow it down a bit. It's more like it. Move it up a bit. So we're going to want to pre-warm that. That way it starts off already there. Actually, let's have this start off a little darker. That's better. Now we got more of a bubbling feel in the center. In the renderer section, sort mode, change it oldest first. Yeah, that looks much more like a cloud now. speed's pretty good. Okay. So that gives us the two major components. That gives us our cloud, and that gives us our character. Now, to the cloud we need to add a collider box. It's a little bit trickier, because if you just try a regular collider box, it might fail. So, particularly because they have abnormal shapes, you're probably better off going with like a polygon collider. And then what you do is you just start moving the edges. You just click, you can see a vertex, a vertice appears, which lets you modify the borders. And it's purely arbitrary how forgiving or unforgiving you want it to be. Okay. Now what we want to do, we want to write the script, put it on the player, and have it check to see if it's colliding with this. Since it's only one object, we're not going to specifically check the name of the collision. In your application, you probably will, because you want to make sure that the right effect is happening based on the object that's being collided with. Here, we're not going to do that. So I'm just going to jump to the text file. I'm going to grab this, and I'll explain it in a minute. So, on our character, we do add component, new script, call it control, create an add, double click on that, and so we just wipe out everything that's here and paste this in. So, first line. This gives our character hit points. Pretty straightforward. So public int HP starts at 100. Public float total time equals 0. This is how we're going to make sure that the damage is done consistently. So we're going to use this variable to track how much time has passed. As you can see, this isn't used for anything. You're probably going to need it in yours, but just to simplify what we're looking at, nothing in the update section either, because all we're doing for this demo is we're looking at this. Void on trigger stay 2D. Incredibly essential. There are several different built-in routines. On trigger enter, on trigger exit. This is on trigger stay, which means as long as the collision is occurring, then keep doing what's in between these brackets. So very important that you use on trigger stay 2D for this particular one. Total time, here we go. Here's the variable. We take the total time and we're adding in time.delta time. All this means is how much time has passed. If you remember from math, delta is change in, so this is change in time. Plus equals, that just means that whatever this is equal to, add this to it. So it's making a running cum. If total time, so again we're looking at that variable, is greater than 1, take the HP variable, minus 5 out of it, so minus equals. And then in the debug log we're saying, okay, show us the HP and show us how much time has passed. And then we set total time back to 0. Save that. Six one way, one half dozen. One of them has to be a trigger. Because if you recall, we wrote on trigger stay, not on collision, on trigger. So now it should work. There she goes. And a little bit fast. But if we expand this out, you'll see HP is set to 95. 1.02 seconds had passed. HP is 90. 1.02 seconds had passed. So let's go back. Fix that back to where it was. So she goes slower now. She exits and it stops. So there we go. And you can see it's consistently 1.02 seconds. 95, 90, 85, 80. And that's it.